Dang, that is it right there, dude.
That is our color.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna continue working on the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk. And as you've seen in the previous video, we knocked out all the welding on this thing, and we even started doing the body work on all these jambs, got that knocked out and also primed in. There is still a good bit of body work to go on the doors and a few other areas as well. But what we want to focus on is actually getting these jambs knocked out, because that's the very first thing that's going to get painted. And once that gets painted, the doors will go back on, and then we can do the body work on them and then paint them with the rest of the vehicle. I think that's just the best way to do it and the most efficient way. So I say let's not waste any time. Let's just go ahead and get straight to work, grab some supplies, some water, and just get to wet sanding. Check this out, guys. All the primered areas are finally wet sanded and everything is nice and smooth. Zoom in on any one of these areas and you could tell that, man, that just turned out amazing. It looks original. Once that's painted, you're definitely probably not going to be able to tell where it was repaired. This right here turned out amazing. All the areas that we did body work on just turned out flawless, perfect, 100%. And the next step would probably be to go ahead and wet sand this whole entire side along with this apron and the quarter panel. But there is still a few spot welds that we do need to take care of, as you can tell right here, and along this pillar, along the roof, and even the quarter panel. We got a little bit more spot welds. Then once that's done, we could throw the primer and pretty much paint this whole entire side, right?
Oh yeah, that's the main goal. Hopefully we can get this whole entire side painted in this video, you know, so we can just go ahead and knock that out, get it out of the way, and just move on to the big things like the exterior, you know, the doors and all that good stuff.
Dude, this is gonna come together a lot faster than you guys think, but we're super excited about that because we want to rip this thing, you know what I mean?
Definitely,
that's
dude.
The end goal, right? Just to rip it. But
oh yeah.
As of right now, let's go ahead and break out the belt sander and just get to sanding. Alright, so we pulled the Trackhawk inside after sanding all the spot welds with the belt sander. And the next step is to pretty much go over everything with a 320 and spray some primer. And also we do need to do some seam sealer on this edge right here and possibly over here. The exact same thing as on this side, as you can tell. We can probably mimic that with some tape and some brush strokes and get it looking almost OEM. But it did get kind of late in the day because we got an early start in the video, so we're just gonna have to continue tomorrow in the morning. All right, so it is the next day here, and before we continue working, we're actually gonna run to the store and grab some sanding supplies, some seam sealer, and anything else that we might need. So let's just go ahead and head that way and see what we can come up with. Danny TV.
What's up?
Fellow YouTuber, that's what's going on right there. What's going on?
To paint too?
Yeah, or we're actually getting some other supplies, some sanding supplies and all that good stuff. But dang, Jeep's looking fire.
Yeah, I had to tune it up, you know, give it some attention.
Heck
I'm trying
yeah.
to paint my trailer this color right here. So,
Really?
yeah, I got to get some paint for it.
That's awesome. So we're just gonna hop inside. We're kind of on a tight schedule here. And we're gonna keep on moving. All right, so we are finally back with all of our supplies, and this is what we picked up. First off, we got our seam sealer, the 3M heavy bodied stuff. This is some very high quality seam sealer. And we got 2 packs of it, so hopefully that's plenty. And also we picked up some sandpaper right here. This is for our air tool, which we're gonna sand down all the spot welds before we apply the seam sealer. And we picked up something pretty unique right here, and this is actually an air shim for contractors right here. They use it for windows, doors, appliances, and cabinets, but we're definitely gonna use this for something different.
We're gonna use this sucker for the quarter panel, right?
Yeah, check that sucker out right there. It's kind of like bent in. There's like one big old dent in it pretty much, you know what I mean?
Almost looks like a basketball hit it.
Exactly, and we're gonna reverse it with this. So we're just gonna try to shove it behind there and just pump it up, and hopefully it just pops right out. If that doesn't work, we'll probably just figure out a different method, but I think that's just pretty cool. It's up to, it can handle up to 300 pounds, so if this don't work on that, we'll definitely put it to use somewhere else. And we did get one more thing in, and that's actually this brand new piece of merch right here in the heather gray. It's a super fire design, and also it's a super comfortable t-shirt, and there's not very many of them. So if you want to copy one and help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. But as of right now, we're gonna go ahead and start prepping all this stuff for some seam sealer. All right, so check that out, guys. We knocked out our very first seam with the seam sealer, and it turned out pretty dang good. It is nice and smooth, and the crazy thing is it's already dried out a lot faster than we expected, so we already removed the tape. And honestly, our brush already dried out, and that was our very last one, so we're probably gonna have to get some more. But the only seam sealer areas that we do gotta apply is actually the left and the right side of the roof, and that'll be it for the seam sealer. And the good thing about this stuff drying out so quick is we can just pretty much move along with this process, right? We can,
oh yeah, dude, we can go ahead and start prepping everything for paint after this, you know what I mean?
All we got left is the apron over there. We gotta just prime the areas over there, and then we can start wet sanding this whole entire side, all the jams, even this jam right here. This is all gonna get painted probably in today's episode. So I guess let's just go ahead and run to the store, grab what we need, and then we'll just get back to work. All right, so we are finally done applying all the seam sealer, and it turned out absolutely amazing. Just check out those seams right there, dude. Those are flawless right there. And this stuff is already dry, so we can technically work with it, but we're actually gonna leave it alone. And what we wanna do is actually move on to the rest of our spot welds that we have. We've got some on the quarter panel, the apron, as well as where the windshield goes. And we just wanna sand that down with the 320, and then we're gonna prime it in. And once that primer is drying, we're probably gonna move on to these jams over here where we're gonna be painting first. Just go ahead and completely prep that for paint. That way we could pretty much just start prepping
Yeah.
for paint, you know?
And we do have to prep this gym as well. We keep forgetting about this,
Oh, yeah.
but this has to be painted because we want to throw the doors along with the trunk lid or deck lid.
And this little jam
Oh
right here
yeah,
where the
that's
taillight
gonna get
goes.
painted, and the bottom over here. I might even go ahead and just spray the whole entire quarter panel with red paint. That
Just
way,
to get some coverage.
Yeah, just to get some coverage. It doesn't matter if we're doing body work or not. I just need that red paint on there, so it'll be a lot easier to paint later on.
It only makes sense, but let's just go ahead and I guess start prepping the rest of these spot welds and then just get them primed in. Son, that is legit. You got some paint mixed up in an aerosol spray can.
Yep, they actually mix it up to paint coat, and they have a machine that just shoves it into an aerosol can. So this is our paint coat and all that good stuff. Octane.
Chrysler America.
Dude, that's what it's all about. But we're using this on the inside over here because this is like what factory does. They don't really throw clear coat on here, and it's just a lot easier to just spray it with the can, so you don't got to get the gun out, all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. And a bunch of overspray all over the place with the air gun or whatever.
Yeah, so this prevents all that, and this is going to be really good on the inside of our Jeep. You know, where we did the welds and stuff, and where we changed that inner quarter panel. So we're just going to use this and make it a lot easier on us.
Heck yeah! So all the primer is knocked out pretty much. What are we going to do next?
Next, we can go ahead and grab some 600 grit and basically just finish up sanding this entire side.
All right, so we pretty much got all the jam sanded on the Jeep, and we're just gonna pause for a second and get something to eat right quick. Let's see what do we got here.
We're working with some you know, the high quality ramen noodles right here.
Ramen, I call them ramen. You know,
noodles.
we're not always fine dining. You know what I mean?
Frank's Red Hot. You know, this stuff is good on everything.
You put that smack on anything right there.
And the sriracha, man, that's like probably the #1 selling sauce in the world right
Dude,
here.
if you don't eat your ramen noodles with sriracha, dude, what are you doing?
You ain't doing something right. I mean, we got a homemade sandwich right here, which never goes wrong, man. This stuff is just fresh from the garden too, man. We got a garden back there. All this is just, you
What
know,
is this,
trying to
dude?
stay healthy. Some red peppers.
That's some green pepper. Well, we got some French fries. You know, we're on go mode pretty much.
Go
You know,
mode, man.
We really don't have time to just fine dine or eat and just sit down and think. We're just, you know, we're just gonna quickly chow down and get right back to work.
Let's do it.
All right, so we have just made the executive decision to paint inside here, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I think it's going to be the best bet because it might start raining, and as you know, that paint booth is really not that
not
waterproof.
waterproof, yeah.
So rain will get in there, and I'm just gonna go old school, you know what I mean? Throw the tarp up and probably take the Viper out, give you guys a little cold start on that beast.
Oh, dude, that thing sounds amazing, and we're happy to have it back, dude.
Maybe even go for a little ride in there.
Dude, let's do it before it gets dark. Let's try to clean. We got a lot to clean up.
We need to first clean all this up, at least hang up our tarp and all that good stuff so no overspray gets on anything, and pull this thing in, start taping it up, you know what I mean?
Dude, I don't know why we swept up in there. We should have just fired this thing up and it would have did all the work.
I know, man. This thing's a leaf blower, dude. This thing is just a beast,
Such a beast, man. After like not seeing it for a while or not really paying attention to it much, you bring it out here and you're just like,
beautiful car. There's still a few things that we got to finish up on it that we never got the chance to, like this windshield right here, which we got ours in. As you seen in the Trackhawk video, we actually picked it up, right?
Yeah, we purchased one of these windshields and we got it in over there at the garage. But we're not going to do a test drive because we are kind of running out of time, and
we'll probably do one a little bit later. But yeah, we're kind of crunched on time because it is kind of getting dark, and we got to get that sucker painted. So let's go ahead, hop in there, and pull that Trackhawk inside. Check this out, we finally got everything tarped off, even all the parts that we had laying here, just so nothing gets overspray on it. And we went ahead and tarped off the entire car, already cut it all out, and it is ready to go. All we gotta do is basically wax and grease remove.
Wax and grease remove, and then we gotta go mix up our paint. I can't wait to see that paint. We got a lot of it, dude.
Oh yeah.
So basically we're gonna fire up just one fan right here, this fan?
We're probably just gonna use this fan. It does have water trickling down it, so this is gonna catch like most of the overspray and prevent it from shooting outside. So that's pretty cool right here. Hopefully it works like we think it will.
If anything, what if we just slapped like some filters over the top of it or something?
We do have some filters, so we can easily just slap them on top, and that'll probably even be better, you know what I mean?
And we got a little fan right there. We're just trying to get some good airflow in here.
Oh yeah, that way the paint just doesn't stick around in here. We have another fan out there, but once we cut that sucker on, it kind of like pulls a big old draft from here and
creates like a suction,
like a little vortex in here, and I don't know if that's good or not.
We may form like a mini tornado or something.
Mini tornado, and like just we'll probably do a little paint swirl on the floor with the overspray or something like that.
Yeah, I think this should work. We've had some pretty good luck painting in here with different setups.
Dude, imagine if you just had a shop like this, just like a big paint booth, like you built one.
Dude, that'd be insane.
That'd be awesome.
That may be something in the works.
Maybe.
Have to definitely design something like that. But as of right now, let's go ahead and bring in that paint and wax and grease remove everything and go from there.
Let's do it.
Dang, that is it right there, dude.
That is our color. Oh my goodness,
Look
man.
Look at that, dude. What is that called? It's called like a octane red, I believe.
Octane red? I really don't know. It just depends on what color is being, what company is mixing the color, you know what I mean?
Exactly. This is PPG, some high quality paint. Huge shout out.
You can just tell by that, dude. That is super high quality.
I just want to give a huge shout out to Tony. I know you're going to be watching this.
Dude,
so, man,
Tony, you hooked it up, man. So we should have plenty. We got a gallon here, and this is the half gallon right here, which I'm about to open up, obviously, because I'm not going to be using that much. But, dude, I got to say, man, from all the colors that we mixed up for this thing just to try to match the inside, this is spot on right here, dude.
Just by looking at it, you could tell, oh my goodness, that is going to be beautiful. And I know a lot of you guys were wanting us to change the color up, but we like to stick to the original color most of the time because it's already on the title, you know.
It's already on the title. It's already throughout the whole entire car on the inside stuff. It's just like, it's like a million times more work just to get it, you know, different color. But at the end of the day, dude, whenever you see this color in person,
you can't go wrong.
You just can't go wrong, dude. That is some unique stuff right here. And this does have, I think, like red metallics in it, which is like one of the most expensive things of paint.
Yeah,
so.
one of the most expensive solutions or paint, whatever you call it. But beautiful color. As of right now, we're gonna go ahead and I guess wax and grease remove, and then
well, first I'm gonna go ahead and just mix my cup up, you know, have my gun ready, and then hop in there, wax and grease, remove everything, and spray our first coat. Alright guys, so we are done throwing all of our base coat and everything went down nice and smooth, and the whole entire cup actually covered everything, and we have a little bit left over, which is amazing, dude.
That coverage was on point. We threw like 3 coats, I believe, and it covered all the light and the dark spots.
With no sealer at all, which is awesome. That's going to mean that the rest of the paint job is just going to be a lot easier, and it's just going to blend perfect because that match is just spot on, dude.
I got to say, PPG is probably going to be our go-to from now on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unless we're like painting something small, we're trying to blend something, but definitely love this PPG. But as of right now, what are we doing?
As of right now, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this gun real quick, mix up our first coat of clear coat, and go spray it in. Alright guys, so we just threw down the clear coat and it turned out absolutely amazing. It is nice and smooth. You guys just seen it, but it is super late and we're just gonna have to check it out tomorrow in the morning.
Alright, so it is the next day here, guys, and I gotta say this paint job turned out absolutely amazing. We are super happy with the results. It is nice and smooth. And what this pretty much means is we can move on to the next step, and that means to throw on the doors, throw on all the body panels, and just focus on the bodywork on the exterior. That way we can just pretty much start prepping this whole entire thing for paint. So we are super excited to be just moving right along. But that's pretty much gonna be a wrap for today's video. Make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. And if you want to help support your boys, definitely be sure to visit goonzquad.com. We just got this brand new t-shirt right here in a brand new color. This is probably one of our best sellers and they're gonna go quick. So if you want to help support your boys, definitely be sure to cop you one. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.